Welcome to Creator's Head Studio. I'm Tom Marcoux, feature film producer, director, screenwriter, and novelist.
And I'm Jon Colton, creator of ColtonComics.com and writer of Paul Bunyan versus Dracula.
I'm kind of excited. This is the first summer in a long time that we've got a bunch of blockbusters. We've got Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible. We've got Fantastic Four, Superman. There's a T-Rex running around. But Jurassic World Rebirth is getting hit on RottenTomatoes.com. What's up with that? I mean, come on. This is really a blockbuster summer. A lot of people are complaining about the films and things like that.
I mean, hopefully it is. The Minecraft movie did way better than I expected it to.
Mm-hmm.
And Mission Impossible is still in theaters.
Right.
And it already has over $600 million. F1 is getting great reviews. I think the Drinker, or he said it was good at least, but I think we'll see where Mission Impossible finishes out.
Mm-hmm.
Jurassic World.
Yes.
And then you have Fantastic Four and Superman all in July.
Right.
Hopefully we have a great summer, but I have moderated expectations. F1 was a very nice surprise. Not too surprising. Brad Pitt usually picks good scripts.
Mm-hmm.
The director is the same director from Top Gun Maverick.
Exactly.
So, that to me, Top Gun Maverick was the last huge hit summer movie where it seemed like it was in theaters for 3 to 4 months. And made a ton of box office because everybody wanted to see it. Everybody was talking about it. And the way you get good word of mouth is you have a great story. They're hitting all the marks with the new Jurassic World movie. From what I've heard, man, I'm going to go see it in theaters.
Okay, excellent.
Because I love dinosaurs.
Yes,
can't help myself.
Okay, well, sure, sure. And Gareth Edwards, I mean, he pulled it off with Godzilla film, and also with Rogue One. I mean, the guy knows how to direct. So, and he also knows how to direct action sequences. So, I mean, this is really something to see. And I'm with you about, obviously, I'm going to see Superman at the theater because James Gunn knows how to direct. What if you had the power and the connections to make great things happen? Elevate yourself, elevate your project, elevate whatever means something to you. By the way, also, you need to know how to protect yourself and your team and your family. And you can make this happen with my online course. You Be Unstoppable. That's right. Solidify relationships to maximize opportunities and protect your team, yourself, and your family. You'll learn how to be fearless, how to believe in yourself when others don't, how to get people to want to say yes to you. And they'll say yes, and they'll open doors that you never could. Because when you have mentors and you have allies, when you have strength and when you have effectiveness, your life elevates. That's right. You Be Unstoppable. Get my online course. Make it happen now. My students, my clients, and my worldwide audiences get great value.
I'm excited to tell you that I just won the grand prize at the Igniter Summit here in Bangkok. And my heartfelt gratitude to Tom Marcoux for giving me those essential tips.
Tom's speech about confidence, I thought he conveyed a lot of confidence. It was very genuine. I definitely picked up some good tips.
And it was the most delightful and entertaining and knowledgeable presentation I've ever had the chance to listen to.
He's very skilled.
It was amazing. It has helped me solidify my thoughts. I feel like I have a better process now.
It will help you so much.
We had a conversation about story, though. And one way to make a great film is to have really great collaboration. So I'm on the set making the second film in my YAI film series. And the thing is, one of my collaborators said, "Hey, Tom, you dropped the thread of the story about the grief of this character from the first part." Because I was so into the next part about bringing in other effects and other characters. We have AI, but I'm thinking of bringing in some supernatural element and really making science fantasy happen. But because of this collaborator, because I heard what she said, I ad-libbed, and because I'm the writer director, I can improvise in the moment in front of the camera and one of the actors, that I could really put that into effect. So when I think about these blockbusters and I think about story, I think about hit. And H is here, and I is innovate. So I was able to innovate in the moment as a performer, as a writer, as a director in the moment because of T of hit, which is team. As far as we hear, the team that worked on Superman is excellent, a fantastic team. And so because of that, and also you already see it in the trailers, the actors are happening and they're fully committed to these characters. So team is where it's at. But my question to you is this. One thing that you and I may not completely connect with at the moment is I'm thinking you got to give people what they paid for. And you say that all of the good films, there was no tried and true marketplace for it. And you have some examples. Go for it.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you look back, and you're right about team. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
synergy
Mm-hmm.
is what you need to have that lightning in the bottle moment where you capture something that's really special and unique.
Right.
But you can't build towards the audience.
Oh,
You know, you
well,
have
that's
to
big.
you have to have a story that resonates with you
Okay.
as a writer, you know, and it's like going back to Jurassic Park,
Okay.
you know, the first one. I remember Michael Crichton was
Mm-hmm.
on PBS.
Mm-hmm.
And the interviewer asked him, you know, like he said, "Oh, well, you know, having a dinosaur monster movie," he says, "that seems like such a natural hit, like such an
Hmm.
easy thing to do." And Crichton
Easy. Oh,
said,
sure.
Crichton said, "Really?" He says, "You think dinosaur movies are hits?" And the interviewer said, "Well, obviously." And Crichton said, "Well, what was the last dinosaur movie that you can think of?"
Hmm. Okay.
You know, and there wasn't one, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like he stumped him with one question.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
and you know, Crichton didn't write that book thinking, "Oh, this will be a hit movie."
Hmm.
You know, he just had something he wanted to say. He had
Ah.
a story he wanted to get across, you
Okay.
know, and it's the same thing with so many of these summer blockbusters. They've all had trouble finding an audience and finding a studio
Mm-hmm.
that was willing to make the movie. You know, it was that way with George Lucas and Star Wars.
Right. Certainly.
Every single studio said no.
Right.
And then, you know, one finally said yes
Right.
after he showed them the artwork. And
Mm-hmm.
even then they said, you know, "Hey, I don't understand this.
Right.
But you know, but we liked American Graffiti.
Right.
So go ahead and make your movie."
Right.
You know, it was the same thing with Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
Stallone wrote Rocky. Every studio said no. They
Mm-hmm.
said, "This is not what's hip right now. This is
Right.
not what audiences want.
Right.
This
That was the
is too."
70s. Yeah.
Right,
And
right.
the anti-hero was alive in the 70s. 1975, Rocky turns it around. Rocky's there, and then we have Superman, after that. Well, actually, it's Rocky, Star Wars, Superman. So
Yeah.
so basically, Rocky is the pivot point. The producers put up their houses. So the thing
Wow.
is, you see, so the idea is that someone's got to believe. Someone believed, Spielberg believed in Back to the Future. Somebody's got to believe.
He was, you know, he was the one.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it was another movie. Like, again, you have to have the conviction of your story, which
Okay.
obviously, you know, Bob Gale and Bob Zemeckis, they were invested.
Right.
They
Back to the
they wrote
Future.
the story. This was their baby. They believed in Back to the Future.
Yes.
And every single studio said no. And I think there was one that wanted to make it, but they wanted to like make it into a raunchy 80s comedy, kind of like Porky's.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily,
Whoa.
Bob Gale and Bob Zemeckis ran away from that.
Yeah. The same thing happened with Splash. It took 8 years for Splash to be made. And in fact, Disney, on the first pass, Disney said, no, we're not going to do it. And so Disney opened up a whole new division called Touchstone Pictures. This was the first Touchstone Pictures film, was Splash. So somebody's got to believe in something. It's the story. So let's pull this all together. Now, I was talking about, since I was on the film set today, in fact, this is a very exciting day for me because we're doing this show. I also did a podcast show. That podcast show is going to be part of my next nonfiction book, but I also was on the set making a film. So this was 3 shows in one day. And what I want to understand right here is when you say what makes a great story, could you summarize that? What is it that makes the great story?
All the check marks have to be checked
Okay.
in my book. You have to have, you know, a compelling plot line. You have to
Mhm.
have interesting, relatable characters.
Yes.
You know, they have to have strengths and weaknesses, and they have to have character arcs along the journey where, you know, characters evolve, they learn something, they become something different from the adventure than from when it started.
Right.
And that's going back to Michael Crichton. He was great at checking all the boxes.
Right.
And if you look at the first Jurassic Park, that's something that was there in that movie.
Right.
Each character along the adventure learns something. Each character has something that you could easily identify as one of their greatest strengths and one of their weaknesses.
And they have to overcome the weakness. That's the thing.
Right.
That's a compelling story. You have a weakness. It's not that you're all. Now, the James Bond films are something else. Okay, James Bond is basically James Bond from film to film. But the thing is, in modern storytelling, you start with something, you probably make a big mistake, and you need redemption. You need to come back from the darkness and the trouble, and you have to overcome. That sounds compelling to me.
Yeah, and you learn something. That's half the battle. Like, you want to care about the people involved.
I appreciate you, Jon. You be unstoppable because you had a successful Kickstarter campaign and you got your first Paul Bunyan versus Dracula graphic novel done, and you're right in the middle of finishing up the second one, and it's going to be a total of 3 Paul Bunyan versus Dracula.
Yeah, I think 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Time will tell.
We'll find out.
And Jon, you have posters and more through ColtonComics.com. For example, we're looking at Captain Wyoming, the poster.
So stay with us and stay tuned for that.
Thank you, Tom.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, folks. Thank you, Jon. Catch you next time.